Well, the US Golf Open is at the halfway point at Pebble Beach in California, with big names like Tiger and Aussie Jason Day all vying for the title, and of course the paycheck, which isn't a bad one, that comes with it.
Absolutely enormous, Julie, and of course we've got Justin Rose leading the way at the moment at the US Open. It's a huge machinery, this golf tournament, and the money that comes not only with it, but the players involved. Let's have a look at the US Open.
An unreal performance from Rory McIlroy.
Your winner.
When the US Open began back in 1895, it was played by 8 players on a 9-hole course at Newport, Rhode Island. A 36-hole tournament, all on one day. The winner, Horace Rawlins from England. He received a cheque of $150. The complete purse, $350. The US Open is now the richest of the 4 majors. This weekend at Pebble Beach, players are competing for $12.5 million. The winner gets $2.5 million. 2 guesses who the crowd favourite is. When it comes to sports stars, there is no enterprise quite like the business of Tiger Woods. On the course, he's the PGA Tour's greatest ever earner, $118 million in prize money so far. He's the only golfer to break the $100 million mark.
It was the most remarkable golf in the history of the game, and I think unrepeatable.
Despite all the drama in his private life, when you add endorsement deals to course design fees, Tiger has grossed a mind-boggling $1 billion. For those that run and televise golf, Tiger Woods is the ultimate meal ticket. His resurgence ballooning both spectator numbers and TV ratings.
And that's a look at the gallery that surrounds Tiger Woods. Everywhere he tees it up around the world, they all want to be a part of history.
The US Golf Open is seen as the toughest of all tests for golfers. The courses are set to make the best in the world look average for 4 days. Scoring can be so hard, a USGA official was once quizzed if they were trying to embarrass the best players in the world. His response was priceless. No, we are trying to identify them. That makes winning all the more special. Last year, Koepka got the job done on a brute of a setup at Shinnecock Hills.
What a finish by Koepka.
Amazingly, not one player was under par. Koepka finished 1 over. Australia's 2 superstars, Adam Scott and Jason Day, found it so tough they had the weekend off after missing the cut. Jason Day headed into this US Open full of confidence.
I think I've underachieved up until now. I feel like I've got a game that, when it's on, I can win most tournaments.
Boosted by his new caddy, and not just anyone, the best there is, New Zealander Steve Williams. He carried the bag for Tiger in 13 of his 15 majors. He also did the job for Adam Scott in his Masters win. Now
that I have Steve on the bag, I think hopefully that will flourish, and I know that I can have multiple wins in 1 year, and I can get things going.
An amazing Kiwi success story, Williams for a long time was the highest paid sportsman in New Zealand. He cut his teeth with Greg Norman back in the 1980s.
You can't do any better than that. That is almost awesome and godlike.
Of course, the Shark is Australia's greatest golfing business story. #1 in the world for 331 weeks in the 1980s and 90s. His business interests continue to rake in millions upon millions from golf design, apparel, property, wine, the list goes on.
Great white shark. It's a great white shark.
Unfortunately for Greg, it's what might have been at the US Open. Ironically, he finished second 2 times, and both were at the mighty Shinnecock Hills course in New York. He had shot the lights out in the first 3 rounds in 1986 before an agonising loss to Raymond Floyd. In 1995, a brilliant first 2 rounds before a blowout in the third, a close second to Corey Pavin. Just another agonising reminder of how many majors the Shark was in the hunt for.
Jeff Ogilvy survives Winged Foot.
We have had one Australian win at a US Open, Jeff Ogilvy at Winged Foot in 2006. The Victorian holding firm as they all fell around him. Major golf's richest and toughest test, the US Open, heads back to Winged Foot next year.